Hey, give me a T, then give me the E, then give me an A, give me an M, and give me the ring. Give me the lock, give me the rock, and give them the key. And it's only me. Wait till they, then give me a team. Give me a team. Give me a team, give me a team, give me a team. They wanna scheme, cause I'm on the scene. And she want the team, and she want the team, and she want the team. I'm a hype about, I'm a direction to write about. Did too much numbers to type them out, but I'm one away from that Michael route. Step on my brothers, we hike them down. I'ma step on my brothers, the hype inside. I've been married to mud, I can't wipe and I'm wiping. I fell back in love with the process now. Should've started with that, yeah. Different than all of them rats, my heart is a test. Lab on them outside, the stuff in the back. I've been walking them down and then walking them back like ill. Y'all gotta sell that, and the waist can't get they belt back. If I fell back, that girl felt that. Dust these Jones, I just need spell check. Give me a T, then give me the E, then give me an A, give me an M, and give me the ring. Give me the lock, give me the rock, and give them the key. And it's only me. Wait till they, then give me a team. Give me a team. Give me a team, give me a team, give me a team. They wanna scheme, cause I'm on the scene. And she want the team, and she want the team, and she want the team. But there's don't running other gangs, oh yeah. But they can't running other gangs, oh yeah. But there's don't running other lanes, oh yeah. The gangs, oh yeah. The gangs, oh yeah. But there's don't running other gangs, oh yeah. But they can't running other gangs, oh yeah. But there's don't running other lanes, oh yeah. The gangs, oh yeah. Give me a team, then give me the E, then give me an A, give me an M, and give me the ring. Give me the lock, give me the rock, and give them the key. And it's only me. Wait till they, then give me a team. Give me a team. Give me a team, give me a team, give me a team. They wanna scheme, cause I'm on the scene. And she want the team, and she want the team, and she want the team.
I had a dream, I had a vision. I had to work for this and you didn't. I learned to swim from all your burned bridges. Say you're the poet and the prophet, but you never attention. And I got the kind you wanted and it's killing you now. You wanna spin it around, but the truth's still the truth.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions. Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. This defense for the Packers, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Now 2nd and 5.
Check smash, check smash.
Off the option, here's Gibbs. And right away, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Now he'll tuck this and run, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after it.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. You talk about this Lions defense. They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants him to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this complete to Matthew Golden. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And this one is right through. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra. And he loses the football a second time. And this is going to be Packer football.
Okay, after those first 2 drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be called for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club? Unable to hold on to the football and take care of it.
Yeah, 2 straight fumbles for them to start out.
Yeah, you would think that this team would come in ready to go. Sometimes just mentally not prepared, and it shows up in these types of plays.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
He'll try to pick it up himself, and he's going to have a Packers first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was, because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play is the running back. Because even if he doesn't have the ball, he has to act like he does in order to attract the defense.
And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions. Touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Packers. Matthew Golden, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers have regained the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
And this is where coaches sometimes fall into different camps. Your guy just fumbled. It led to a touchdown. Do you stay with him or do you put him in the doghouse? This is definitely a show of confidence here as he's right back out there and carrying the ball again.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Gibbs. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. To throw, Warner. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
Now Warner. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know They want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The Lions at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They felt they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Here we go, set. 70 Timberwolves. Check, contact, check, contact.
Willis on the option to the right. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Warner. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And his kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Jacobs going to try the middle. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
Love from the gun on third down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Let's go.
Now Love. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. Now a 2nd and 10.
Come on.
In motion goes the tight end.
95. Check.
Love now. The connection with his running back, Josh Jacobs. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
To the air again, Love. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 31-yard line.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing, Love. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
2nd and 10, we're all knotted up at 10, but it appears that may change soon. Only question is, will they have to settle for 3? Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Reed. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Ready, set.
Going back to Love. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Reed. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. From the 3, 2nd and a yard.
Set. Go. Set.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Warner from the gun. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. Two guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Now Warner. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it's second down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 43, here's a 2nd and 8. Warner to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Play fake. Here's Love. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Matthew Golden with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Williams loses the football. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers and quickly.
And he gets... This one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The end result, 21 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, what his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun. Love. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Love from the gun. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the 2nd half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
To throw now. Here's Love. Open man right side is Rice. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Kirby Joseph there to drop it. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
That is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Love looking to throw it. Over the middle, he's got Golden. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
On the double. Here we go. Here we go. 52 Bulls.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Packers. Rashee Rice, 33 yards. And the Packers take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and here's Gills. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there on second down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Warner. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Fight. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Packers pick it up. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Man, that's a 3rd fumble for him now in this ball game. And you know the old saying, CD, once is a fluke, twice a coincidence, 3 times becoming a pattern.
3 times is a problem in this case because we've seen field goal kickers have days like this, quarterbacks occasionally. But how rare is it for us to see a running back lose it 3 times trying to carry it?
He lost 6 there on the 1st down play.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses, catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. On now is the Packers punter. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. And he will not make it. They stop him short of a 1st down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
To throw, Warner. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll get nothing out of that one. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Warner. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Warner. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he takes a pretty good lick there as he'll wind up getting about 3.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Warner. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the Packers are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. How about this? And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. 79 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. He had been held in check. Now he breaks that big run, shows the explosiveness we all knew was there.
All right, tell the truth now. You knew it was just a matter of time, didn't you? We've seen this so many times from him. Hold him down, and then breaks out.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Glove. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
He'll try to pick it up himself. Touchdown, Packers! Matthew Golden, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Packers are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Second and 4. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
From the gun on third down. Warner. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all. With them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 90 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now a 2nd and 6.
Ready, ready. Hunt.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On the double.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5.
Ready, ready.
Up the middle they go. Hendricks. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And able to get this out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Third down and 10. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Another run for Gibbs here. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Here comes the Lions punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop.
Let's go now. Yellow, 22.
And they take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Down. Ready.
On the handoff, this is Jacobs. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a 1st down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. On the return is Williams. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much